Broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Here's your host, Andrew Romanella.
Okay? Like, just get the hell out of here. Nobody cares what you think if you're not a Mets fan.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into a Thursday edition of The Rome Show, broadcasting live on YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm your host, Andrew Romanella. We got you till about 8 o'clock this morning. It's Thursday, April 9th, 2026, and we have so much to talk about, starting with the greatest golf tournament of them all, teeing off at 7:40 this morning. The Masters at Augusta gets kicked off. The 4-day tournament shall be electric all the way through, crowning somebody the green jacket champion on Sunday. We have to talk new rules in the NCAA, and eligibility rule may be heading across the Division I competition committee's table, and we will discuss what the ramifications and guidelines of that rule would be. Major League Baseball handed out some suspensions for that brawl, and the National Basketball Association is coming to a regular season end. We are 5 or 6 days away from the start of the postseason in the National Basketball Association. We have pretty much all 20 teams that will be competing in either the play-in tournament or the already in the playoffs teams. So we will break some of that down as well. YouTube.com/the Romanellas. That's YouTube.com/the Romanellas. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, people. It's huge. Got some great content coming from Juliana Moves this week as well. You don't want to miss that. Twitter, X, Instagram, The Rome Show 1. Twitter, X, and Instagram, The Rome Show. Then the number 1, Facebook.com/The Rome Show. Let's get into the Masters, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what we got cooking for the people. On the first 2 days, the groups are split up in threes, okay? So the first group will tee off at 7:40 in the morning, and then we will move forward there after. If you take a look at your screen, here is the first set of tee times. I got the important ones for you here, okay? 7:40 first tee time. So if you want to start watching golf, that's when you can see the boys crushing the pelotas. However, the big names that you're looking for, okay, Scotty Scheffler, world number 1. He will be teeing off at 1:44 this afternoon. So he is a later tee time. Got to wait a little bit longer to see Scotty. Rory McIlroy, the defending champion, green jacket, completed the career Grand Slam last year by winning the Masters. Rory McIlroy, world number 2. He will tee off at 10:31. One of Andrew's picks, Matt Fitzpatrick, he will tee off at 10:07. And in that group, by the way, I think the best group, top to bottom, in the early tee times is the 10:07 group. You got the aforementioned Matt Fitzpatrick, who's number 6 in the world. Then you have the always interesting live golf face in Bryson DeChambeau, who, by the way, is coming into this tournament having made his own 5-iron on a 3D printer. How cool is that? Okay, now, my brother-in-law, shout out Richie, or R. Bellar, as my own brother-in-law calls him. My brother-in-law made me this sign to my right on a 3D printer. It says, "The Rome Show on Air," which really fires me up. The idea of the 3D printer really puts my brain into a pretzel, not going to lie to anyone. So the fact that a professional golfer, one that could be considered one of the best 50 in the world, is playing in arguably, if not the hardest tournament in golf with a club designed on a printer that also made me this sign, blows my mind. But nonetheless, it wouldn't be Bryson DeChambeau if we didn't have some interesting and fun conversations to go along with it. Much like them giving him Kevin Hart as his caddy in the par 3 tournament yesterday. To finish off that 10-07 group is world number 10, Xander Schauffele. So, of the official world golf rankings, Bryson DeChambeau comes in as 24. So you have 6, 10, and 24 in that 10-07 group. Get excited. Right after those guys square off, Colin Morikawa, number 7 in the world, and his group at 10-19. A few other names you might be interested in. John Rahm, okay, the Spaniard, 108 tee time. And then Jordan Spieth, I don't know if you remember that name, and Brooks Koepka, same, retweet, 120 in the afternoon. But like I said, to get it started, in 9 minutes, the first group tees off, and then it is Masters golf for the remainder of your next 4 days. Derpy 501 ST2. Let's go, dude. We made it. The Masters is here. Derpy, bro, I am excited. And I got to be honest with you. And I'd love to know if other people feel this way about other things, because golf is truly a sport that an individual must love. Okay? You don't flip the TV, you're going through the channels. Well, I guess you don't do that anymore. I guess, though I'm not that old, that showed my age enough, huh? Nonetheless, okay, you're switching through the streaming sites. There we go. And you come off of one, you go into the next streaming site, and you see golf. And unless you like golf, like as simply put as it can be, like from a playing standpoint, there's not many people that watch golf that never play the sport. Okay. It's not like one of those sports where it's like, I love this sport, but gosh, I could care less to play it. I'll never play it. I'll never touch a golf club. It's like generally it's the one sport where you're watching it because you're also playing it. Whereas when it comes to football, baseball, ice hockey, basketball, I'd go as far as soccer and some others, to be honest with you. There are so many fans of those sports that would have never entertained the realm of playing those sports. So their fanship and them playing the sport literally don't equate at all. Whereas I feel like golf, and again, I always say this, you're more than welcome to correct me if I'm wrong, because I love that. But either way, it's that sport that is loved as a play by the fans and then loved as fans by the fans. That tennis seems to be a sport much like that. So that is why I think I get so excited around Masters Week. Besides the tournament just being so cool and it being, as the cliche goes, a bucket list item for me, I want to go to a Masters before my lifetime ends. I've been to a US Open. That was fire. I've played the Torrey Pines course in Cali. I've played the TPC Scottsdale course in Arizona. I've played Bethpage in Long Island. That's cool. But I want to go to a Masters. before this lifetime ends. Because to me, with my love for the sport of golf, that is got to be heaven on earth. Oh, and by the way, it also signifies the start of golf season, which I love. So, Derpy, I'm right here with you. I cannot wait for this next 48 hours. The NCAA might not be able to wait on rules they need to make about eligibility. The Rome Show podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, if you ever want to find one of my thought bubbles, I'll call them rants sometimes, on this topic. As we've gotten deeper into the NIL transfer portal era of college athletics, it has turned into a business over an education, okay? But what that has done is it has completely trampled on the backbone of what NCAA sports was created to be, and most likely no longer is, okay? And with that information, you must make changes to evolve. You must make changes and decide, are we going to be the National Collegiate Athletic Association moving forward, or are we going to be the National Collegiate Professional Athletic Association moving forward? And a main topic around this and where the NCAA trends from here is the eligibility conversation. For the longest time, you had 10 semesters to play your 4 years of eligibility. So essentially, you had 5 years of college to play your 4 years of college. And that generally did not include a medical redshirt, though actually does, because if you got hurt in one of those 4 years, there's that 5th year for semesters 9 and 10. And it made that, when college athletics was just simply college athletics, that seemed to be an easy, simple system. You play for 4 years, but if you get injured or your team decides to redshirt you, you have that 5th year already set in your eligibility window. Life becomes easy. But now, with all the different rules that exist in each individual sport alone, then all the money that's getting thrown around, then the opportunity to go into the transfer portal and believe you need to get a year back because you quote unquote wasted time at that school, only played in 3 games, whatever, yada, 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 down the list. The eligibility conversation has been skewed. We got kids applying for their 6th year, kids applying for their 7th year, kids getting accepted in like their 8th and 9th year. It's a joke. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If it takes you longer than 6 years to complete your 4 years of eligibility in a college sport, outside of extenuating 0.5% of the population chances, it's time to move on. There's a reason. Or you better be getting a doctorate. Because that makes that, to me, one, just absolutely demolishes the sanctity of college sports. This is not Van Wilder. We are not trying to be in college for as long as possible. And believe me, that's coming from somebody who it took nearly a decade to get his high school and his college diploma, and then another 3.5 to 4 years to get his master's degree. So though I do have 2 degrees, an undergraduate and a master's, those combined degrees took me nearly 8.5 years, or 7.5 to 8 years. And my undergraduate, my high school diploma took me nearly 9 years. So I understand what it's like to be in school. And also it take way longer than the traditional setup of here's your 4 years, here's your 2 years, go get it done. But for 6 years, you to be a college athlete That just seems asinine to me. The second side of the coin is, how healthy is that? To have an 18-year-old freshman playing against a 24, 25-year-old adult. That's not the idea of this thing. And again, go back to my earlier point. What do you want to be? Do you want to be college sports moving forward, or do you want to be a form of professional sports moving forward? So the NCAA has proposed an eligibility clock of 5 years, where that window starts at your high school graduation or when you turn 19. Now, there's so much to be broken down in this legislation to then see if this rule becomes something that truly is going to help the cause. But at its simplest of form, the idea of, here's your timeline. You cannot go beyond this timeline. There's no way for it. If you think you should go for it, we're going to have checks and balances to make sure everyone and their mother can't just sue us for an extra year of eligibility. You got 5 years starting after you complete your high school diploma, or if it takes you till you're 19 to complete your high school diploma, or extenuating circumstances, or whatever the case is, then you start your 5-year clock at 19. I don't know how junior college is going to play into this. I don't know how transfer is going to play into this. I don't think we're ever going back to sitting out a year when you transfer, nor do I ever think you should. Okay? I think it's great that players can go where they want to go if they don't like the situation or whatever the case is. I don't like how they can do it 4 times in 4 years. Again, checks and balances. How about you get a one-time free transfer? Let's roll, man. Get the hell out of here. You satisfied your NIL or no NIL? You want to go get an NIL? You're a sophomore. You're about to be a junior. Yeah, get the hell out of here. You're a freshman. The coach leaves on his own. You want to leave? Makes a lot of sense. But your second year, going into your junior year, it just seems like a lot to me. Now, you make some caveats. Hey, everyone gets one transfer, free of charge. Do your thing. See you later. The second one, you have to sit out. Now, if you've transferred once already and you go to another school and then that coach takes another job and leaves, you've now been granted another free transfer window for X amount of days. I think that both can be true. Okay? Because I get the argument, well, the coach can leave whenever he wants at any time, anywhere, wherever these kids are. Fair. It's also the coach's job and career, just like you can leave your job and your career whenever you want. I know it's looked at differently, but it's literally the exact same thing. The manager of a Target can up and leave for Walmart whenever he wants or she wants. And it doesn't matter what employees work underneath him at Target per se. It's not looked at that way. Whereas the coach, because he has to recruit the kids for his own program, for his own job, for his only livelihood, because that's literally a part of the job description. Now it's hold against that coach when he wants to make a decision for his family to move on to a different program. Well, he recruited these guys here. Yeah, of course. That's his job. It's the exact same thing. I know it's looked at differently. I understand there's relationship building. I get that we as coaches do it to ourselves by saying certain things and then dipping and leave. I could go through the gamut of how coaches have messed this thing up. But the point is the point. If I want to leave my Fortune 500 job from one company and go to another company, that's great. It's actually looked at as awesome. You get a raise in that too. Everyone's cheering you. Your LinkedIn's blowing up. But as a coach, two things happen, right? Especially in 2026. You want to leave, and now half the people that are going to just bash you, especially if you don't do it right, which is on you deserve. But if you do it right, you still hate it. People still feel slighted. Okay? It's the same thing. And I get it though. That kind of is a derived, okay, the derivative of, there's what we're looking for. The derivative of the rule change is the 1 year, is the free transferring because coaches can do it free themselves. So 19, high school graduation, 5 years of eligibility, a lot to be figured out here, but that seems to be like a trend towards a hybrid of what it is now and what it was. We cannot have guys and gals in college till 8 and 9 years worth of time, but we also, in the same breath, don't need to penalize student athletes for their want to go to another institution, regardless of why. That is their own God-given right. Should be able to leave without penalty. So finding something in the middle ground seems to be the best option for me. Finding something to where this golf season is also on the top of my mind, and I hope it's on the top of your mind as well. Well, I have the solution for you. It's called figtreegolf.com. I know. How great is that? You were sitting here listening to the Rome Show. We were talking about the Masters, and you're like, man, I see the sun shining right now. It's supposed to be 55 plus degrees in the state of New Jersey today. I want to go hit the links. What am I going to wear? Well, thank gosh I listened to the Rome Show, because I can go to figtreegolf.com and I can use promo code Andrew Romanella at checkout, and I can get 15% off. How awesome is that? Figtreegolf.com, promo code Andrew Romanella, 15% off checkout. Reaffirm your faith, reaffirm your game, reaffirm your commitment to the Rome Show. No, I just added that line. Figtreegolf.com, promo code Andrew Romanella. Back after this.
What is one thing every great leader has in common? They challenge their people to not stop at the first right answer. Tighten the Lug Nuts is a leadership book that will teach you how to move past the first right answer with entertaining and detailed examples founded in real-world concepts and experiences. Accelerate towards your professional goals with Tighten the Lug Nuts, one of the best leadership books available.
Yeah, welcome back in. It's the Rome Show, broadcasting live on youtube.com/the Romanellas, Twitter X, the Rome Show 1. Oh, Instagram as well, the Rome Show 1, facebook.com/the Rome Show. Just going to take a quick second here to remind the people that I need you to hit subscribe on all of those sites. All right. It only helps the show. So, while you're on your phone, which you're all going to be today, maybe if you're on your computer, which I am every single day, just head to youtube.com for me. Just hit subscribe on the Romanella's channel. You literally never have to watch again. I mean, that would stink. But if you just hit the subscribe button, boy, wouldn't that be awesome. So, sitting on the toilet later, sitting on your couch, sitting in your office, sitting on the train, sitting in traffic, not while you're driving, youtube.com/the Romanellas. Go hit that subscribe button. Or, which would be a really awesome one too, the Rome Show 1 on Twitter X or Instagram. If you missed anything at the front end of the show, the Rome Show podcast also exists wherever you get your podcasts. Just search the Rome Show podcast. Major League Baseball came down on the two individuals that started the absolute melee in Anaheim the other night between the Braves and the Angels. To give you a recap, Jorge Soler was unhappy with Reynaldo Lopez throwing a ball up at his head. Soler had hit a homer in the first at bat, then got hit in the hand on the second at bat, and it was the third at bat where a ball sailed up above his eyes. He was unhappy. He charged the mound. Punches were absolutely thrown. It was awesome. That was the closest to a hockey fight I've seen. That was the most real baseball fight I've seen in a long time. And Major League Baseball came down yesterday and suspended both Lopez and Soler for 7 games. Now, both players appealed. They were also playing a day game yesterday because it was a getaway day. So during the game they were suspended, Jorge Soler hit a homer, actually, technically after being suspended by Major League Baseball, which is hilarious. But because he was in game, he could finish it. And then if he appeals, he can play till the appeal is heard and answered. But 7 games nonetheless. And listen, unpopular opinion here. Okay? So crush me if you want. Why? Why? Do I think that there should be suspensions because you don't want guys feeling like they could charge them out and punch each other and create brawls like that? Yeah, I understand. But personally, I think when you rewatch the tape, I think Soler has every right to be pissed off. And what are you supposed to do as the batter? You could tell me all day, well, you could just hit him. Well, when he literally is just hitting you or throwing you balls at your head, you can't. So he can just stand there if he wants and throw balls up and in and hit me if he wants to, right? But I can't do anything. So personally, I think Jorge Soler should have been suspended the next series, so 3 games. And I think Reynaldo Lopez should have been suspended double the amount of that. Both of you get 3 games for the fight, and then you get an extra 3 games for it's pretty clear and obvious you're unhappy with this guy having success against you. So you hit him, try up and in on the second one, and then on the third at bat, for whatever reason, and if you're missing that high, then we should just put you down in AAA baseball. Because there should be no one in Major League Baseball, and the Angels are really feeling this right now. That's also probably why you have 2 hitters in your lineup in 4 games get crushed on the hand. With 95 plus in, you're going to be pissed off too. But I said it on the show the other day. I love this. It made me feel like real baseball again. Like if you're going to be a scumbag and throw up and in and hit me with 95, I'm going to retaliate. Or better yet, my pitcher is going to throw 95 at one of your guys' backs. There has to be an ability for the loser pitchers that want to do it. Yo, you gave up a homer, man. That's on you, bro. Grow a sack. Be a better pitcher. Don't let the guy homer off of you. But to throw up and in at bat number 2 and hit him in the hand. And then to go up again and above the eyes in at bat number 3, you're asking for it. You deserve to be beat up and you deserve a 6-game, 7-game suspension. Seriously. I know, maybe an unpopular opinion, but if I'm Major League Baseball, I'm giving less games to Soler. I'm giving you 3 games for charging the mound and for throwing haymakers. Fair. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. But I'm giving this guy double the amount of that because you're the idiot that incited this entire thing. Had you just been able to pitch the baseball like a Major League human and didn't get your feelings hurt because you gave up a homer, we wouldn't even be in this situation. So that's my feelings on it. I think 7's too much for one and just right for another. Finally, the NBA is in its last weekend of regular season play. And we got some interesting teams here, okay? Now, all 10 teams, I said this on the open, in the West and the East are determined in terms of teams in the play-in / in the playoff. Now, in the Western Conference, almost every spot has been locked up, okay? The 4 and the 5 seed are still being fought between the Lakers and the Rockets. And there's kind of a chance the play-in tournament 8-9 seed could be shifted between the Trailblazers and the Clippers. But the 4 play-in teams in the Western side are the Suns, the Clippers, the Blazers, and the Warriors. And the 6 top teams on the Western Conference side are the number 1 seeded Thunder. They finished 3 games above the San Antonio Spurs. Only 2 teams in basketball that were able to win 60 games this season. Now, the Pistons have 2 more games, so technically they could win 60, but that doesn't really matter because they're the 1 seed in the East. The Nuggets, they're on a 10-game winning streak right now. That has really propelled them up the standings, past the Lakers, past the Rockets, and they are pretty much going to secure the 3 seed. Lakers 4, Rockets 5, and then the Timberwolves are pretty much, if not guaranteed, locked into the 6 seed. The aforementioned Pistons are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Boston, who got Tatum back about 3 weeks ago now, looks like a juggernaut again, and they are the 2 seed. The Knicks are trying their hardest to lock up that 3 seed with a 3-game winning streak they're on right now. That truly helps. However, the Cavaliers right behind them are also on a 4-game winning streak, and the Knicks only have a half-game lead over the Cavs. That is the most interesting thing to happen in the Eastern Conference over the last 2 games. Okay. And the Knicks have 3 games left, and the Cavaliers have 2 games left. So if you're the Knicks, you get to 53 wins. You win 2 of your next 3. You lock up the 3 seed. You play the 6-seeded Toronto Raptors or the 6-seeded Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are currently the 5 seed, half game up on the Raptors, who are the 6 seed. The Raptors, however, could also be in the play-in tournament because they're a half game up on the Magic, who are a half game up on the 76ers, who are a half game up on the Hornets. So the Eastern Conference, from seeds number 3 through 9, still have a lot to be determined. Okay, and there's a technical path for the Charlotte Hornets to finish as the 6th seed, even though they're the 9th seed right now, because they're only a game and a half behind the Raptors. Now, that would take the Raptors losing every game left, the Hornets winning every game left, and other things in front of them not happening, but it could happen. So the Eastern Conference, still a lot to be determined, but you have 4 teams in the East. Detroit won 7 of their last 10 heading into the last weekend. The Celtics, 4 straight victories and 8 of their last 10. The Knicks, 3 straight victories and 7 of their last 10. The Cavs, 4 straight victories and 8 of their last 10. That's the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference. The top 3 teams in the Western Conference, 7-game winning streak for the Thunder, winners of 9 of their last 10. 2-game winning streak for the Spurs, however, winners of 9 of their last 10. 10-game winning streak for the Nuggets, and do the math there. That's 10-0 in their last 10. Then the 5 seed Rockets, who, as I said, are tied with the Lakers and could be the 4 seed Rockets. 7-game winning streak, 8-2 in their last 10. That's going to give you a little bit of an idea of what teams you might want to favor when it comes to your if you're trying to put something down on the NBA playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the Rome Show on a Thursday. Hope you have an electric day. Just a friendly reminder, Matt Fitzpatrick, Ludwig Aberg, and Colin Morikawa. Those are Andrew's 3 top picks to win the Masters. If you need my breakdown on it, go to yesterday's show, the Rome Show podcast, or the first half of today's show on the Rome Show podcast, or youtube.com/the Romanellas, Twitter X, the Rome Show 1, Instagram, the Rome Show 1 as well. I will see you tomorrow on a Friday. Have an electric day. Peace.
Thank you for listening.